All right, Nick, it's time to talk about Jackson State, kind of. Jackson State coming fresh off of their SWAC championship win against Southern, big win 43-24, is now in the head coaching search because head coach Deion Sanders has been rumored and now confirmed to be the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Nick. So this is a pretty big move, I would say. Deion signed a rather large contract with them, $5 million a year, with rumor to be incentives of raising that number up to 40% if he can meet those incentives, Nick. So that would be a pretty hefty contract for him, putting him in the ranks of those elite coaches. This is Colorado's, I believe, fourth coach in the last 5 years, I believe, something along those lines. He's the 28th head coach at Colorado. So hopefully Deion can come in and make some serious change there, Nick. But what are you thinking about Deion's move to Colorado?
So I think it was interesting when it was rumored that, Colorado had offered him the job. I did not think it likely that Sanders would take the position. I thought maybe he'd hold out for a Florida State or an Auburn or something in the Southeast, because that's Deion's from the Southeast, right? He's from Florida. He obviously played in Dallas, played East Coast for a lot of his career. You look at Baltimore, Atlanta, time with Washington as well. So most of his career has been in the East Coast and the South. So I thought that's where if he got another coaching opportunity, that's where he'd look. So at first I was a little surprised with him taking the Colorado job, but Deion Sanders, he does his own thing, right? He blazes his own trail. That's the way he's been throughout his entire career. He likes going into situations and revitalizing programs, revitalizing teams. That's just what he does. He's an energy guy. He likes a challenge, and it looks like it's already working for him. So this is according to Barstool Colorado, which is obviously part of Barstool Sports. This is a tweet they put out. Says Coach Prime has been in Boulder less than 12 hours. So this was around lunchtime today. So a little bit more now, but it's already pulled in the fourth five-star recruit in program history. So again, this is just what he can do here for Colorado. He brings in recruits. He has that ability to galvanize energy and get people around him. And I do think when you look at the fact that what he was able to do at Jackson State, getting the guy like Travis Hunter, who was an all-world five-star recruit, getting him to come to Jackson State, frankly, Travis Hunter could potentially, and I think likely will, follow Sanders to Colorado as well. But I think he'll continue to have that effect. This was a Colorado program that struggled in the transfer portal. They won't have any problems with that at all. This was a Colorado program that struggled with the NIL deals. That obviously will completely go away because Deion Sanders has proven himself to be a master at getting his players these kind of deals. He dominated at Jackson State with that kind of thing. So I think this is a great move for Colorado. Of course, absolutely. There's no denying that. I think it's an interesting decision by Deion Sanders, but this is the kind of guy Deion is, right? He blazes his own trail. He goes at it his own way. And I wish him all the best at Colorado. I think he'll do an outstanding job.
But Nick, I like what you said talking about Hunter potentially coming, which I also think he will. And I think a number of Jackson State recruits could follow Deion to Colorado.
I think it's extremely likely they will.
And I think one in particular, Shadur Sanders, his son, is most likely on the move over to Colorado. That's been the rumor as well. But this isn't only the Jackson State guys getting a chance to go to the big-time D1 football school as well and shine there. But Colorado players, some of the freshmen, Colorado freshmen, Brighton Narvaez, I think that's how you say it. I'm not really 100% sure, so I apologize if I butchered your name. But he made comments saying, dude, I'm so excited for Deion to come. I was really worried for the next 4 years that we would be like really, really bad. But I actually think Deion will bring the energy we need to be a good team. So not the most, insightful comment, but you can tell that these kids are excited to have like a high power, high energy head coach come in, complete instant culture change for Colorado. Colorado's on the map. I guarantee you when top 25 comes around next preseason, people are like, oh, how high is Colorado going to be in the top 25? It's going to be Colorado instantly has forever changed their reputation with Deion Sanders as a head coach. And that's just the kind of guy he is. That's the kind of coach he is. And I think some people are going to be nervous now that Deion is in, the realm of the FBS 1A, Nick.
Oh, 100%. I think he's going to come in and that program is going to do a complete 180. I mean, he came into Jackson State, and because of the energy he brings, his expertise, his experience, and of course, his recruiting prowess, he turned Jackson State as the number one program, no doubt, in the SWAC by a big margin. I think he'll go to the Pac-12 in Colorado and dominate there as well. But I want to shift back to what I said before about Deion Sanders blazing his own trail and going about it his own way, the best way he sees fit. I was looking for it and I found it. This is a quote he said after taking the job. I'm going to quote him here. He said, quote, "My challenge is to provoke change no matter where I am. I'm 55 and don't plan on changing anytime soon. God made me like this, and I think God is pleased with what he created." So first of all, love the humility there from Deion Sanders, right? Never changed, Deion. We love that from you. The pride and braggadocio there. But I do think that's what he is, right? He believes he can go into places where people aren't supposed to win. Colorado is not a job where an up-and-coming coaching candidate like Deion Sanders would theoretically go. They would go to, maybe an Auburn, maybe an Ole Miss, maybe a Texas, right? That's where we see a lot of these, Nebraska, right? A school like that has, although Colorado has had some good history in the past, they're a national champion, I think a Heisman or two in the past as well. It just doesn't have the same vibe as it used to. But Deion Sanders doesn't see it that way. He sees it as an opportunity for him to build on his success in Jackson State. And I think he certainly will. And I think, like you said, the reports are that Sanders, his son, will join him as their quarterback. I think it's a great move for his son too, because you talk about the exposure, potentially Heisman level kind of thing going forward that he wasn't going to get at Jackson State. I think will be great for him as well. I think just for all parties involved, for Deion, for his son, for the Colorado program, this is just a massive boon for success. I'm really excited to see what he does at Colorado in the future.
A couple other things I want to hit on, Nick, is that in the Pac-12, Deion will have a chance to bolster that resume early, because you look at the teams in the Pac-12. You got UCLA, who's a good team. They could be a top 25 team. Oregon State's a good team who has potential to be in the top 25. Oregon, Utah. Utah is a very good team. They just beat Southern Cal, conference champions. Southern Cal, very, very strong team. Washington is a strong team. So he's going to have a chance to go up against some big-time competition, get some really big-name early wins at Colorado if they can pull off a good enough team to do that. And so he set himself up to make a name in the college football world, not in just the Pac-12, because if he can take down some of these big-time teams, some big-time upsets next season. I know we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We don't even know who's on the team yet. But I'm really looking at that in the future, that he has a chance to get himself in that top 25 conversation, maybe get Colorado to a really nice bowl game.
And like you said, no matter what happens, no matter what the recruits, no matter how it starts, no matter how it goes, Colorado football for the first time in probably my football viewing lifetime is now must-see TV going forward. And that in by itself is a huge win for the Colorado program.